I very much support the sentiment contained within the motion brought forward by the Independent Group and thank them for bringing forward the motion, and welcome the opportunity afforded by this motion to address the House on the need for review and reform of the Carers Allowance scheme. Family carers have long since been held up as a crucial pillar of care and support in Ireland, and various departmental strategies and documents refer to the important role that family carers play in our society, viewing them as the backbone of care provision in Ireland. But time and time again, family carers have not received the care and support they need and rightly deserve. The cross-party interest group on family carers, along with Family Carers Ireland, recently hosted a group of young carers and young adult carers here in Leinster House, and we heard from these young carers about how they provide regular and ongoing care and emotional support to a family member while trying to also balance school or college or work, or sometimes both. And whilst many family carers will reflect on how they find caring for a loved one extremely rewarding, and while their immense contribution has been valued, saving the state approximately 20 billion per annum, Family Carers Ireland in recent research found that family carers are lonelier, more isolated and in poorer health than the average person in Ireland. And I know, Minister, you said the main income supports provided by your department are expected to be in the region of 1.6 billion. But when you compare that with the 20 billion that family carers save the state every year, I think there is a need and a possibility of a lot more being spent supporting family carers. The findings reflect the lack of support given to family carers. And the Carers Allowance scheme, as it stands, is inadequate, and it's gender biased, and it's overly restrictive, and it undervalues care, and it's no longer fit for purpose. It was first introduced in 1990, that's 32 years ago. It was an income support for people, and I quote, living with and caring for a relevant pensioner. So it was not designed to meet the very different circumstances of lifetime carers who care for prolonged periods and who need access to an integrated income support system that encourages rather than restricts their participation in work and education. And the recent introduction of a basic income for artists shows that significant change in how we recognise and value certain sectors of our society is possible. Research published last year in April shows that even before the cost of living crisis, households caring for a child with a profound intellectual disability incur additional average weekly costs of €244 compared to a similarly composed household with no disability or care needs. And despite this, only households with a total gross income of less than 39,000 qualify for full carers allowance. Income disregards bear no resemblance to the actual disposable income of a caring household, because the assessment is applied to gross rather than net income and does not consider dependent children, college fees, fair deal contributions, medical costs, etc. It does not reflect the reality faced by families who are struggling to make ends meet. So, means testing based on the household income rather than on the individual income of the family carer forces carers, the majority of which are women, 77%, to be financially reliant on their partner. In many cases where carers are receiving payments, these fall way below the established minimum essential standard of living. The income inadequacy imposed by existing social welfare payments must be addressed. Sinn Féin have called for rates of carers allowance and carers benefit to be increased by $17.50 in 2023 as part of a vision to incrementally bring social welfare rates in line with the minimum essential standard of living over time. And we've repeatedly called for the means testing of carers allowance to be reviewed, and we have sought a commitment from you, Minister, to do so. So we've consistently called for an increase in the income thresholds in the means test for carers allowance. This would result in higher payments for current recipients on reduced payments. It would also mean that more carers would qualify the allowance.